Hi, this is Casey Morris in Atlanta for VJIAM TV. It's a beautiful fall day. The sun is shining, the leaves are turning, and there's a chilly breeze in the air. It's a perfect day for a picnic in the cemetery. Oakland Cemetery is one of Atlanta's most historic landmarks. I'm here today for the first time because I was invited to a picnic. Founded in 1850 by city fathers, Oakland serves as the final resting place for nearly 7,000 Confederate soldiers, 6 Georgia governors, 25 Atlanta mayors, Gone with the Wind author Margaret Mitchell, and golfing legend Bobby Jones. Atlanta's Oakland Cemetery has a rich history, but why do so many young people like to visit?
I've been coming to Oakland for years. A bunch of our friends have a picnic every year. It's just a really pretty place, a really quiet place. And in Atlanta, you can get away from the big city and come somewhere that's full of beautiful gardens, and it's just a pretty atmosphere to come and just kind of have a good time.
It's just a good time of year to come out. The leaves are all changing, and one of the most beautiful cemeteries I've ever been to. This one is so well kept, and the architecture is just amazing.
Both times that I've been here, there's something captivating about it. It just, as he said, it's well kept, but as you walk around and you see the old tombs, and new cemeteries just don't have the same type of, mausoleums and tombs, and just the gardens and the way they present it, it's historic.
It might seem weird that people actually enjoy visiting and hanging out in a cemetery, but as it turns out, Oakland has been a popular tourist attraction for over 100 years.
Oakland Cemetery was created as part of what was known as the Victorian Garden Rural Cemetery movement. That is, in Victorian times, the concept of a graveyard was transformed and elevated into the concept of a cemetery, which is Greek for sleeping place. And so people would come and bury their dead in a very beautiful garden setting with walkways and walls as we have here. And when the funeral was over, weeks and months would go by, and the families would come back here to tend to the graves of their relatives, and at the same time enjoy what was then important green space for them.
Oakland Cemetery is free to visit anytime, although they do offer events throughout the year that require admission, such as a lecture series and walking tours.
We promote Oakland as a place to come and enjoy as it was during the Victorian times. Therefore, we have several special events throughout the year, Sunday in the Park being our hallmark event, which occurs on the first Sunday in October. It's a day where people come to enjoy the park, picnic, take carriage rides, take tours by which they learn about the history of Atlanta and the history of this place, listen to music, enjoy vendors.
With all of the different events and groups visiting the cemetery, it's no surprise that vendors have set up business around Oakland.
We opened 6 Feet Under in 2002, and the owners really wanted to bring something special to their neighborhood. Of course, the name 6 Feet Under came from being across from the cemetery, and also that we serve seafood. It's just been a really cool thing to be across from the Oakland Cemetery, especially with all of the press that they've been receiving in the past few years. It's just been growing and growing, and they've been working really, really hard to restore and just keep it and make it more beautiful over there, and to be a part of that has really been great.
During the last century, many graves went unattended as the descendants of the deceased moved away or stopped visiting the cemetery. Oakland began to show its neglect and fell victim to vandalism and the weathering of time. Then, in 1976, 2 important events occurred. The historic Oakland Foundation was founded, and Oakland Cemetery was placed on the National Register of Historic Places.
I think every great city has at least one great cemetery, and Oakland Cemetery is Atlanta's great cemetery. If it was to be left in disrepair and disregard, I think says that we don't care. A city whose cemetery has been uncared for says basically we don't care where we're from, we don't care who we are, and we don't care where we're going. But as I look around this beautiful cemetery and how much work that has been done to preserve and restore it, I see the reflection of a city that indeed cares about its past and therefore cares about its future and its future generations.
Thanks to the historic Oakland Foundation and the City of Atlanta, it looks like Oakland Cemetery will be the host of many picnics to come. This has been Casey Morris in Atlanta for VJIAM TV.